I remember the first trip I did skipper. It was in a ship called the Wellard. It was named after a cricketer, a famous cricketer called Wellard. And we sailed in the beginning of January, and we went down to the Arctic, went fishing at Bear Island. And we had about 4 days fishing, and we got a very bad weather forecast. So we battened down and prepared to dodge the weather out. And we'd been dodging for about 24 hours. The wind force was storm, and we started getting very, very heavy icing conditions. The weather was so very bad that we couldn't get any of the crew on deck to chop the ice away because it was forming very, very quickly. We just couldn't do anything about it, and we was head to wind, and all of a sudden the ship just laid on its side. I was stood in the bridge, and it threw me from one side of the bridge, and I found out that I wasn't standing on the floor of the bridge, I was standing on the side of the bridge. It was a real desperate situation. She was a coal-burning vessel, so therefore she'd shifted the coal, and they have a partition down the centre of the ship in the coal bunkers, and the coal had gone over the top of the partition. So I got all the crew and I said, well, it's your life, it's my life. I said, the only way we're going to save this ship is to shift the coal over to the other side. I said, your lives depend on it. And they went down and they worked like madmen. And they were scraping the coal with their hands and throwing it over to the other side with their hands. And after about 9 or 10 hours of this, I finally got the ship back up, head to wind, and she straightened herself out. And I got the crew on the bridge again. I was very, very tired by this time. There was black, the coal. I said, now, she'll go over again if you don't get this ice chopped off her. And the ice was 2 and 3 foot on the sides of the bridge and mast. And they went on the deck and they tied themselves on the deck with the ropes so that they wouldn't get washed overboard. And they worked like maniacs. And there was chopping away somewhere around about 12 hours and trying to get this ice clear, which we did get it clear reasonably. And when they got the ship clear of ice, I thought, well, we'll try and run before the weather. Well, running before the weather, it's very dangerous. You've got colossal seas behind you. And fetching the ship round, I was stood there and I think I was nervous myself at the seas that was coming at us when I see them broadside onto us. Anyway, I finally got the ship round before the wind, and the seas was colossal coming up astern. I just said to him, I says, on the bridge, I says, well, just don't look astern of us, keep looking ahead. In the end, we did get out of the bad weather, and I thought, thank God for this. And I thought, well, I've had enough, that's me for home. And I came straight home. On the gallows and on the foredeck of the ship, there was still ice a foot thick. After a time, like the crew had, it makes you wonder why they really want to go to sea. But it's what their fathers have done, it's what the grandfathers have done. They've gone through from sailing smacks to coal-burning ships, to oil-burning ships, and to diesel ships. And it's just a thing that's in the blood. They don't have to get up 7 o'clock in the morning and say come home at 5 and go see the wife. There's always something different. It's an exciting sort of a life. It's the uncertainty of the job that makes it interesting.